So, are your kids not really listening or are you not consistent? So, one of my clients, we'll call her Jenny, she was so frustrated because her 8-year-old daughter would come in the house, take her backpack, and just drop it in the middle of the front door, where people were walking the walkway, right when she got in that hall. So anybody could trip over it. And the mom, every day, she would say, "Go put it in your room, put it in your room." And the daughter would ignore her or just get distracted by something. And if the backpack was, if she was lucky enough to get her daughter to listen to her, in that moment, she would also add, and please take your lunchbox, your Tupperware out so it doesn't stink, put it in the kitchen, throw away your wrappers. This just was going on and on and on for months and months and months. So Jenny had, I asked her, I said, "Well, what have you done?" She goes, "Well, I told her that at first I said, you need to put this away. And if unless you put this away, the TV is not going to go on until you get that backpack in your room." So I said, "Well, why wasn't that effective?" She goes, "Well, I've it worked for the first couple days and then it didn't." I said, "Well, why didn't it?" So she was honest, which I appreciate because then I can really help my parents. They have to be honest. But she said, "I forgot that I told her that." And that happens, right? We forget. We create a boundary. So anyway, and then so she forgot. And then when she did remember, sometimes she'd be on the phone or in the middle of something, and then her daughter would want to watch something, and she'd just like, "Yeah, yeah, go ahead." So her daughter, it's not that her daughter wasn't listening. And maybe she wasn't listening, but she certainly wasn't going to get her daughter to listen unless she was consistent with a boundary that she herself had created, but just didn't follow through. And that's what we need, consistency. So this is what she did. And she was pleasantly surprised. I suggested, excuse me, that she just work on the one thing. Just take this one small thing and be very consistent. So she put a little post-it up so she can remember that that's the boundary she had created for her daughter because we all have so many things going on, right? And she also had a little happy face sign to remind herself that this was important to teach her daughter to put her backpack away. She's creating a healthy habit. So it took about 2 weeks for her daughter to get with it. But the mom, she kept it going. And by 30 days, she may have had to remind her once or twice, but she created a healthy habit for her daughter by being consistent. So now her little one comes in the house, occasionally has to be reminded. Um, she takes all of her things out immediately, puts them in the kitchen, throws out the wrappers, puts her backpack in her room. So are our kids going to do what we want them to do? No, they're not all the time. So whether they comply, that's up to them. But you being consistent is up to you. Let me know how it goes. Hope that helps.